Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Maisha Edmond, licensed cosmetologist in the state of New York. I am also a World Trichology Society certified trichologist, and I am excited to be on with you today. I feel like I've been on, but I feel like I've been MIA only because I have been getting my new space together and I have been trying to figure out where to put what, how to separate space, what things to put in, and what uh, treatments and services to offer. And so this morning, I really wanted to chat with you about planning for healthy hair. The reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I know for a fact that I was doing more styling before the pandemic. And so after the pandemic, post pandemic, I guess the shutdown, because the pandemic is not over, but post that time, I have decided to do more restoration treatments, scalp therapy, and different things like that because I know that clients have been left to their own devices, doing their own things, and so it's really a big thing when it comes to trying to get your hair back to what it used to be, especially if you've not been a hair person for so many years, and then all of a sudden you were thrust into some of you being natural because you said, I'm not going to relax my own hair. Thank you so much for not doing that. Or you said you're now seeing your grays that you never saw before because you were always on a regimen. You were always on a time frame for your color. And so you have that to deal with. You're looking at your hair is dry. You're looking that your hair is breaking. You have discovered combs and brushes that you've never even seen before. And so because of that, it's really important for you to know that you have to plan for healthy hair. And so I feel like the pandemic absolutely caught us off guard when it comes to such a big thing, but a little thing, which is hair care, right? Because some people say, it's just hair, but it's always just hair till you don't have any. It's always just the salon until you can't go. You saw that in protests in the Midwest. People that look like they never got a haircut are like arguing and protesting that they want the salons open. And it was just really for the fact that they wanted them open because in case they felt like they may want to go one day, at least it would be there for them, not that they were going to use it. But then you have people that they schedule it in. It is part of their budget for the month. It is part of their to-do list for the week. I'm going to the salon for this amount of time. They plan out their styles based on what they have going on. Do I have a meeting? Do I have a conference? Do I have vacation? And so now we're going a little bit past planning for your style. And of course, that is definitely something that should be taken into consideration. But how about planning for healthy hair? And so I wrote down a few notes just to bring up and just for you to consider when you're going back into the salon, especially here in New York. We are in phase 2. And so some salons are open, some hair restoration clinics are open. And so there are different things that you want to think about before you even click that button to make an appointment, because I know that the appointments are going fast, right? They are going super fast. And you're like, how am I going to get in? I'm just going to make this appointment and I'll figure it out later. Well, if you would be coming to me, that wouldn't be able to happen, right? You have to pick exactly what you want. You have to know what you want because we have to time it out, because we have to sanitize after you for the next guest. So you want to look at what issues you have. So do you have dry hair? Like I mentioned before, is your hair extremely dry? Is it gray? Do you need color? Did you need a relaxer? Have you been itching? I said breakage. Have you been shedding? So there's different things like that you could be facing or noticing, and you're like, I cannot wait to get into the salon. So you're probably going to need the works. You are going to need moisture and detox and protein and clarifying and a new routine. You're going to need a new routine. You're going to need a new way of getting this hair done. Like, so when you come in, are you going to be getting bundles for a few consecutive times? So every time you come in, are you going to get so you'll get a moisture package, and then the next time you'll be in your protein, and then the next time you'll be in your detox. You know, you have to really look at that and see what your stylist offers. Also, you want to look at the shampoos and the conditioners that you were using, right? So this is really important because, you know, when you are desperate, you are at home like, pass me the shampoo that is in the box of relaxer that I bought from the Walmart, down to the Walmart. And so if that was you and you're like, okay, I relaxed my little edges, but now I'm just using whatever shampoo is available, whatever shampoo is in my house, and it could be clarifying shampoo. So you have dried your hair out, it is stripped, it is limp, it looks crazy, and you are like, oh my gosh, my hair is just breaking off, flaking off. Then you have to really look at, okay, what was I using? Gather up every shampoo and conditioner that you were using so that you can properly convey this to your stylist so they'll know what in the world they are dealing with and what they can do to help you, because we're planning for healthy hair, right? And so if you have used a clarifying shampoo, you have stripped the oils and the nutrients and all that stuff out the hair. Now you're like, okay, how I'm going to get this bounce? How I'm going to get this shine back? What am I going to do? And so you want to take into consideration to share with your stylist and your hair loss or hair restoration specialist what you've been using so that they can, if need be, counteract the effects of whatever that was, right? Next, you want to make sure you take an inventory of the styling products that you use, right? Were you in there with the Eco Styling Gel just gelling away? Were you in the house with all kinds of tubs of Dax and Blue Magic? Were you in the house with the green grease? Because now you're like, my scalp feels swollen, something's going on. There's an onset of inflammation in the scalp, folliculitis, your hair is just doing all kind of things it never did before, because now you are left alone with the 50,000 products that you have purchased. You have been left alone with Instagram and Facebook, and everybody has a new product and you have purchased all of them. And so you want to take an inventory of all the products that you have used and that you are using, so that you can let your hair professional know exactly what you were using, because some of the ingredients in it may not be the best for you. And so that would determine how you're going to be serviced when you get into the salon. And so that was number 3. Make sure you look at your styling products. Next, you want to look at your styling tools. That flat iron, because you were going live and you had a couple of Bible studies, conferences, interviews, and you were using that flat iron, and that flat iron has buildup on it. It was super hot. You had it on 450, 460. Your combs could be a little cracked up. That brush has the little bristles going, looking like a fan. You want to look at all those things, because that's going to help you to let your hair professional know what the heck happened and why is your hair broken off like this. And so when you're looking at your brush and the teeth of your comb and how they're melted and curved over and they look crazy, they have been snagging your hair for about 11 weeks. Maybe you have not even combed down to the middle of your scalp. And so all of this in here is matted, but this right here is smooth. And so this right here is thin because you were giving your edges the business. You have been brushing them and combing them and flat ironing them and laying them down and tying them down with your old stockings, so that's nylon, or tying them down with a Tupac scarf, and that's cotton. So you're sucking the moisture out of your hair. So you have to look at what tools you were using. And then next, you want to plan your visits. You want to plan your visits. And so you want to plan your salon visits or your clinic visits. Why? Because with the new restrictions, you want to think about getting your salon visits or your clinic visits in 2 to 4 recurring visits. And so if there is an option for you to make more appointments than one at a time, then go ahead and get those in now, right? You want to have your next 2 to 4 visits already in your hair professional system, especially with me. You want to have them in the system so that you know for a fact that this is when you're coming, and it gives you an opportunity to get your hair back on track. And so that's going to be a really big thing. And like I said before, when you do this, it helps you because you're going to need to get treatments. You're going to need to, some of you are going to need to take out old weaves if you haven't taken them out. Some of you are going to need help with restoring your hair after having the braids in for 11 weeks. Some of you have, done gel and water and then a wig on top of that. And so you're going to need to see about the detoxing and the clarifying and moisture and protein and what that looks like for you, especially in a very restrictive time where we're trying to make sure that each other is healthy and that you still enjoy an amazing experience in the facility that you visit for your hair health. And so you have to plan for hair health. For me, for my clients, definitely, I'm going to add to our description of this video how to book for a free consultation. You might need a 15-minute free consultation just so that you can talk about the things that you have been doing with your hair so that your stylist can, kind of prepare for you before you come. So there may be some things that you are planning for that you're saying, I'm going to book for this, and you can't even get that right now. So everybody that's coming to me, when they come back, they're getting a treatment. They're going to sit underneath this aquatic mister and they're going to get a treatment, and we're going to get everything together. We're going to look at the scalp. We're going to look at the hair and really just do a brand new assessment. I believe I'm giving everybody a new consultation. I'm starting all over because you just look at 11 weeks, for some a little shorter, for some a little longer. It's a lot. It's really a lot, and you really want the health of your hair to just, be above standard, right? And so that was it for me for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure that you are planning for healthy hair. If you are my client or plan to be my hair restoration client, you can definitely look at the description of this video and get the link for you to make an appointment for a free 15-minute consultation so that we can get you all together. All right, then, have a great day and happy hair growing.